Guess what time it is? Guess what day it is? Guess what year it is? Guess what's happening today? Guess what? Hey guys.
Yeah.
Oh, John's not here. So
Guy.
guy.
It's so nice.
It's episode 69, motherfuckers! I've been waiting for 68 episodes, I guess it would be for this, because, 69 with the, and then the, hey, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't. Tell me more.
Oh.
Send me a video about it.
See, when a mommy and a daddy love each other very much, and they meet.
The daddy gets bored with the mommy and goes out and finds a hooker.
And finds a hooker, and then he behind the Chili's, and that's where babies come from.
Nice.
69, dude. Ha.
Yeah, is that out of your system now? I'm going to make you name the episode, too. I don't know how that's going to go.
69, dudes.
But it's hard
like Bill and Ted? Bill and Ted
3, yo.
No, Bill and Ted 1.
Yeah, but 3's coming out.
I know, it's going to be pretty cool.
It doesn't matter if they're 60. It's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. Somehow Keanu Reeves has that sort of range where you go from John Wick to fucking...
He hasn't aged at all, either.
Bill S. Preston Esquire. Wait. No, he's Ted Theodore Logan. And then the other guy is...
Alex Winter aged like a bag of shit. Winter.
Yeah, he just got kind of fat.
And old. He was in an episode of NCIS that I saw, and I think that's the last thing I saw him in.
He was in that movie Waiting with Ryan Reynolds and that other kid.
Yeah, but that was 2003.
Oh yeah, that is kind of old, isn't it?
Good movie though.
Who's the little fat kid? Annie Milonakis was in that.
Yeah,
that was good.
That was honestly.
Luis Guzman was in that movie. Luis Guzman's great.
Other than the maybe Deadpool and now Detective Pikachu because it was awesome.
Yeah.
Waiting is my favorite Ryan Reynolds movie. I love that movie so much.
Luis Guzman went to Greendale Community College.
He did. They put a statue up for him, and he wasn't quite sure what was going on, and he just showed up, but the school was in shambles because it usually was.
Yeah.
Good show.
If you haven't seen that show Community, watch it. And if you've been to community college, you'll be like, this is pretty accurate.
If you haven't seen Community, one thing you should do is you should watch it if you are a fan of The Avengers, because the Russo brothers, who directed The Avengers, Endgame, and Infinity War, also directed multiple episodes of Community, and a lot of the cast of Community is in The Avengers. And it's amazing.
And there's a D&D episode, and that's what got me into D&D.
I think I like the second D&D episode better.
Joseph Gordon Heartthrob.
But also the paintball episodes are the best.
Oh, the paintball episodes are so good.
But we should talk about wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Because
we're 3 minutes into this bitch.
And we've talked about oral sex. We've talked about Community.
Whoa. Who talked about oral sex?
69.
That's with your mouth? Ew!
God damn it.
We are the most professional internet radio program. Podlod.
Podlods.
Podlods.
Yeah.
We're podlods.
So
wrestling.
Let's give 3 minutes because I don't think he deserves more than that.
To why John isn't here?
No, nobody cares about that. Let's talk about how, a year ago, it came out that Lars Sullivan said some fucked up shit, and then everyone forgot about it. But then someone found it again and decided that the outrage was back.
And was like, whoa, this guy's a dick. And I'm sitting in the corner going, yeah, we knew that.
So
he's a bag of shit.
I do want to have kind of a philosophical conversation about it, though.
Okay.
If he weren't so shitty as a performer, would people be this upset?
Wait, if he was a good performer?
Say this was Seth Rollins and not Lars Sullivan. I feel like the outrage would be far less. Also,
I would be equally as mad. But
you would also probably see more damage control from WWE, and they would be forcing him to say a lot. Like, Lars' apology was like, hey, I said some shit, I didn't mean to offend anyone. And that's like such a non-apology.
We ruined the golf. Sorry. Sorry.
And I think that's the thing, is he really didn't apologize. But at the same time, like, I'm not defending him in any way, but it's like, it's the sins of his past. Yeah, we were all different when we were younger.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure we've all said some fucked up shit that if it came to light, people would not be happy about it.
That's true.
But
he said it over years and years and years.
The thing is,
under different names.
The thing is, his things were not just like off-color jokes. They were clearly practically like Aryan Nation style.
Yeah, I'm all for off-color jokes. Like
what James Gunn, when he made a pedophile joke years ago on Twitter, when, might I add, he was working for Lloyd Kaufman at Troma, who is known for making crude, black, dark humor movies. And then Disney fires him because someone found it and said he's a pedophile. It's like, well, no. He was making a dark, maybe off-color joke. Maybe it was too far, but he's not a pedophile. There's nothing that states James Gunn has sex with children.
Right.
It just doesn't happen.
Because you shouldn't do that, guys.
No.
It's kind of a bad thing.
And Disney fired him, and then as soon as the outrage died down, they hired him back.
Yeah.
So it clearly is just like damage control from them. Now, obviously, Vince is an insane person, and he's not going to fire Sullivan just because he said some shit that I guarantee Vince has said far worse. And they're just kind of trying to push it. They're hoping people will forget. And unfortunately,
we will.
People will, because people have the attention span of goldfish. They're like, oh, hey, we're really outraged about this. And you know how good this played a positive role for WWE. Everyone's talking about Lars Sullivan. Nobody's talking about Saudi Arabia.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is one shit fire to the next. And, like, what's going on? You know, I don't know.
So, the $1 Million Man used to say, everybody's got a price. That's true. Because Goldberg's coming out of retirement. Fucking The Undertaker is coming out of whatever retirement he's in.
I think what people don't understand is, unfortunately, the old adage is true. Any publicity is good publicity. If people are talking about something, Bischoff said it, controversy creates cash. You know, that's just the way it is. If people really want to drive the statement home about Lars Sullivan about Saudi Arabia, literally change the channel.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it on social media. Ignore it entirely, because all they're seeing is, yo, our shit's trending.
Yeah. I still haven't even seen the other Saudi Arabia one.
I watched
the Royal Rumble one, not the other one. And fucking Shawn Michaels wrestled at that one.
I watched the Shawn Michaels match. And I watched the Universal title match, and I think that was it.
Yeah, I didn't watch either of those.
It wasn't anything. It wasn't even good. Like, the first one, for a while, I was like, you got this kind of like WrestleMania feel to it.
Yeah.
But then I realized that it wasn't even, because it's just one-offs. There's no real storylines going into them. It's just a bunch of cobbled together nonsense. And it's like, I get it. Like, what people don't understand is, from a business standpoint, there's probably a lot of legalese in there that says if they pull out, they're gonna owe them a lot of money.
Yeah, and the WWE, like, they stopped having pyro. They stopped, all this shit to save money. If you can go over and Saudi Arabia is going to give you a ludicrous amount of money just for fucking being there for 3 hours for putting on a show
all
for
you're
3
doing
hours.
is putting on a show for the royal family, essentially.
Right.
It's a private show that happens to stream on the network.
Which, that actually used to be very common in wrestling, the sold show. So they would be like, okay, we will come and wrestle in your high school gym. And this was like legit WWE stars, not like Hulk Hogan, but bigger names. And they'd be like, so you guys can sell tickets as a fundraiser. And that was like a very big thing.
Well, but you could still do that.
Until the Attitude Era, and then teachers were like, yeah, we'd rather not have that because every kid's fucking crotching their chop and telling us to suck it. And
you can still do that. There's a lot of promotions in just Massachusetts alone that are like, hey, you doing a fundraiser? You want some live pro wrestling? Contact us. And that's great. And honestly, like,
I went to one of those.
Like, people seem to there was one in Millbury last summer. I didn't go because it was raining and I figured it was going to get shut down, but like Teddy Goods was wrestling and I was like, yo, Teddy Goods, I love that guy.
Yeah.
Like,
why have we never had him on?
Because now that not to pull back the curtain, that we've figured out how to record outside audio while we're using our fancy setup that apparently doesn't play well with outside audio, we can start kind of doing that stuff, I think, a little more. Because, we've been talking about, not to spoil it, that episode that we've talked about doing with Dave Cole about the topic of which I'm not going to spoil here, in storytelling.
Oh, I thought it was drugs.
That was like drugs. No, well, I mean, Dave and I talk about drugs a lot.
Well, we still have to
I bought
do
some
that
comics
episode.
off Dave the other day.
Did he draw them?
No, they're Superman comics.
Oh, Superman.
They're autographed, though, by Superman.
Like Christopher Reeves?
No, Superman. No, really, they're autographed by like the artist and the writer and all that stuff. And he was peddling them on Twitter, and I was like, "Yo, man, send them over. I'll give you money for it." Thanks, Dave. If you ever listen, I don't know who listens to this shit anymore. Anyways,
I hope Dave Cole listens.
But
He's a good guy.
you can still do that kind of stuff, and this is just essentially that on a really, really big scale.
On a ludicrous scale.
Yeah, on a fucking $1 billion scale. And you know what? I mean, from a moral standpoint, I don't agree with the regime that runs that country. I really don't.
No, they're terrible, terrible, terrible people.
And but at the same time, it's like, I do understand that, yes, WWE could remove themselves from this situation, but I know financially it would hurt them, because it's not just like they have to give back the money. They're probably going to get sued.
Yeah,
and then they're going through a lengthy legal battle that's going to cost them more money that they'll probably lose because they did break the contract.
And it could quite literally start a war.
I don't think it would go that. I mean, who knows? Because
they want to see the goddamn Undertaker that bad. They'll start a fucking
war. We will
war.
bomb your fucking country unless we see the Undertaker and Goldberg.
And we'll be like, yeah, we sold you all those.
I saw Goldberg at the Auburn Mall one time.
Yep, I was there. That was dope.
Wearing my Patriot starter jacket, my bowl cut. I was young. It was last week.
It was the 1990s. He came out of FYE or whatever it was called back then. What was it called back then? It wasn't always FYE, right?
No.
That's like, it's where the Men's Warehouse is now. Like right next to the food court.
Yeah.
Record Town. I don't know.
Yeah,
It wasn't
whatever.
Strawberries, and then Strawberries became an FYE, and now it's like an autism place or something like that.
Yeah, but now FYE's there in the Auburn Mall.
In the mall, yeah.
Smaller location. Anyways. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, back and forth on moral outrages, but the best thing that you can do is just fucking ignore them. Like, if you really want to protest with your voice by talking about other things.
Yeah.
Don't talk about
Lars being a racist dick. Talk about Biggie Langston hitting on Becky's mom.
Honestly, I'm just saying.
That was a segue.
It was, but if you want to,
Fucking guy.
if you want to prove to WWE that you're unhappy, you can't just sit there and bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch, because honestly, it doesn't change anything. But as soon as people stop talking about them, Triple H said it when he was talking about him returning after his quad. He said, I didn't know how they're going to react. I don't know if anyone was even going to care that I was back, because the worst thing that happens when you exit that curtain is silence.
Yeah.
If there's cheers, that's great. If there's boos, that's great. If there's silence, you're fucked.
Yeah.
That's how the industry works. And yeah, WWE might be so far disconnected from the industry at this point. It's still, if someone's not getting a reaction whatsoever, those are the people who disappear. Everyone thought that by booing Roman every night was going to make them change him. No, he was getting a reaction. It didn't matter. Cena, we thought, oh yeah, if we boo Cena enough, they'll turn him heel. No, he loves it. He works with it because he's a fucking professional.
Because he has hustle, loyalty, and respect.
Oh, is that what he has?
Yeah, that's what it says on my shirt right here.
Yeah. You know who I respect? Biggie Langston.
Biggie Langston. Okay, there we go. But you know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so Biggie Langston's been hitting on Becky Lynch's mom.
And it's amazing.
Through Becky Lynch's Twitter.
And it's amazing.
And I gotta say, Mrs. Quinn, right? That's her real name, right? Yeah.
Her name's Rebecca Quinn.
Rebecca Quinn.
But I mean,
I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe they're divorced. Maybe they're I don't know.
Either way, she's got to be what, in her mid-50s?
She's a good-looking lady.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Big E's all about that.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just think it's so goddamn funny.
No, it's absolutely hysterical.
Biggie Langston is one of the funniest fucking people that the WWE has. He has that natural charisma, but he's also very intimidating looking. I would hate to be in a push-up contest against that guy because he would win. Or any sort of physical activity contest because he would win easily. What are you doing?
I'm pulling up Big E's friggin' thing.
Florida man?
Yeah, Florida man.
I love
he changed his header to Becky's mom.
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
See, stuff like this. Good-hearted, funny stuff like that. That's what it's all about, the wrestles. And it's nothing bad. It's nothing offensive.
Yeah, no, it's not like...
It's just Big E, he's got a thing for the older gals.
An adult actress named Tanya Tate. I really honestly don't know who this person is. Some sort of porn star of some sort.
So she might understand. She might get the 69 joke, right?
She said she's placing an order for a t-shirt that says "The Ma."
The Ma.
And Big E retweeted and said, "All proceeds go to me and Mama Lynch's trip to the vineyard in the south of France."
Ooh.
It's...
I thought they meant like Martha's Vineyard.
They did the Wolverine picture where he's caressing the photograph. It's honestly one of the greatest things that's happening.
And honestly, let me throw this out there. Let wrestlers get more creative. Imagine if this was a TV storyline and Big E was kind of... Because back in the day, they used to let the superstars kind of go with shit,
Well, they were allowed to improv more back then. And a lot of the biggest moments came from improvisation.
Yeah.
But now... they're handed such a strict script, and they're saying
right.
You need to... certain guys are allowed to do
Cena,
what they want.
The Rock.
Cena, Roman, you could tell the day that Roman was given a little more leeway, because he went from, "Hello, I am Roman Reigns, I'm big dog, yeah," to flowing more. And it wasn't that he got better. They just said, okay, talk about how this, that, and the other thing, go out there, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Cool. He's got it in his blood. He doesn't need a script. Roman Reigns is a purebred.
Yeah.
He's a Kentucky Derby horse. He's...
so if he breaks his leg, they're going to shoot him?
Probably.
They'll just shoot him right there in the ring. They'll put the curtains out.
He knows what he's doing. I mean, whether it was official or not... He's trained by The Rock.
Yeah.
He's trained by the Wild Samoans.
Yeah.
Rikishi. These are his family. You know, it's not like he went to a wrestling school and they taught, like, I mean, he did, but he was training under these legends.
Yeah,
you
legit
know, Hall of
legends.
Famers.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's, and people don't, yes, he was getting stale. I don't necessarily blame Roman because it was stale because he couldn't talk, because he was trying to memorize shit. He was stale because they weren't letting him spread his wings in the ring. He is a good performer. He's very agile for a big man, you know.
Just give him a new signature finisher combo and...
Yeah, move away from the spear and throw the Superman punch out the window.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking, you know, honestly, some sort of powerbomb style finisher. Since he did the triple powerbomb, now that he's on his own. Yeah. You know, some sort of, like, sit-out powerbomb or, like, variation of the Batista bomb or variation of the Last Ride kind of thing. Yeah. Some sort of powerhouse powerbomb. Yeah. You know, or, hell, good old-fashioned jackknife, you know. He doesn't have the height necessarily for it, but, you know, I think a powerbomb style finisher would be good, or a suplex style finisher like a jackhammer, or like a Falcon Arrow kind of thing or something like that. Ooh. You know, because he's got the strength, he can do it to guys like the Big Show. You know, he's a strong dude.
Yeah, he has a great Samoan drop, but I like that just as a regular move. You know, coming off an Irish whip, and then he just Samoan drops the fucking living shit out of somebody.
He's got a really solid Samoan drop. He's busted out the spine buster a couple of times, and it's not his. He always seems to miss one of the legs. And
it's not like for everybody.
No, Arn Anderson and Triple H are the only people I want to see doing spine busters at this point.
The Rock's is okay.
The Rock's was decent, but it was just a setup for the people's elbow. Yeah. And I think that took away from his spine buster because everyone was cheering because he was about to do the people's elbow, which in reality is a really stupid move because all it is an elbow drop.
It's the most electrifying move in sports entertainment today.
I don't think that's true, especially because he doesn't wrestle anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, so I don't know. I don't know how we got on the topic of Roman Reigns and how we can fix him, but
how about Big Match John is now going to be Big Screen John when he's in the big movie John.
Fast and the Furious 47. Yeah. The Faster and the Furiouser. Yeah. But, I mean, he was already in Transformers.
Fast and Furious 9.
He was already
Hybrid
in
Zone.
Cock Blockers.
I didn't like him in Transformers. A part of the agency. Look at my cool army dress uniform, but it's all black.
Bumblebee yet, and
it wasn't good.
It would have been better if he was in Transmorphers. That's a better film series.
The only cool part about the Bumblebee movie was when Bumblebee was like, yeah, the Smiths fucking blow. And I was like, yeah, fucking Donovan fucking kiss my ass. You know the band, the Smiths? Or like that,
oh, sure.
That shitty, like, 80s pre-emo band.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm all out of angst.
I'm all out of love.
You get it?
I'm so lost without
song.
you.
So lost without you.
Yo, Air Supply is fucking... If you're going to listen to some fucking shitty 80s love songs, Air Supply is where to go. The fuck happened to you?
I'm just standing up. I'm very sore.
Yeah, from all that 69 in.
Ooh!
Full circle. You have the business cards thing.
I do have the business cards.
So, all right. So, this past week... on Wednesday.
Every Wednesday,
but specifically this Wednesday.
This
past Wednesday, the one that just passed.
Like 3 days ago.
Beyond Wrestling, Uncharted Territory, episode 6, I want to say. It was their 10-year anniversary to the day of Beyond Wrestling. 10 years of Beyond Wrestling, and they went all out. They had one hell of a show.
I've seen a lot of good matches at Beyond shows.
And I'm not trying to sound like I'm sucking up to them because they are a local promotion and everyone thinks their local promotion's the best promotion. That's just how it is. For a long time for me, I loved going to Chaotic shows. And Chaotic was like some of the best indie wrestling I'd ever seen because it was some of the only. I'm not saying Chaotic's bad. Don't get me wrong.
I honestly believe that Beyond is one of the best indie promotions. Period. Point blank.
I agree. They're the only independent organization. They're the only wrestling organization outside of WWE who's running weekly live shows on that you can watch live on TV.
Well, on the internet.
Still. TV.
You can plug your computer into your TV. They come with HDMI ports.
Or you can watch it on
your
simpleton. Xbox One, perhaps. Not your PS4 though, because their web browser sucks balls.
Oh, it's so fucking bad.
I know.
But I'm too cheap to buy an Xbox, and I don't like the way the controller's set up.
Well, it's because you're a bad person. But anyways, so they did their 10-year anniversary show. They brought a lot of old school Beyond wrestlers. I mean, guys who were running on their first shows like back in Ohio 10 years ago. Like they had Beyond originals. We always hear ECW originals. These were Beyond originals. Guys like Johnny Cockstrong, guys like Ricochet Page, guys like Eric Ryan. These guys that like of course, the original, the dirtiest of daddies, Chris Dickinson, who opened the show facing a returning Josh Briggs. Josh Briggs wrestled.
He fucked up his leg?
He dislocated his hip, like, entirely.
Yep, that fucks up your leg pretty bad.
About less than 3-month recovery, and he was wrestling again. Like, what a fucking pro. Like, what a pro.
Yeah, I mean, when you're, like, that's the thing a lot of people don't realize. It's easier for somebody who's already in shape to get back into shape. Like, if I dislocated my leg, I probably wouldn't walk for, like, 3 years because I'm fucking fat.
Because you would just sit on the couch going, ow, baby, bring me some drugs, and also some pot, and also some brownies, and also some Doritos.
Yeah. No, I feel like that's, yeah.
About accurate.
I'd get a super injury gut, for sure.
Is that bigger than a normal gut?
Well, no, it's just the gut that you get while you're injured.
I always have that. I don't know.
Well, no, but if you got injured, your gut would get bigger.
Wow. I should get injured more often. I've always wanted to be, like, those, like, documentaries, like...
My 600-pound leg?
Yeah, I want to be 1,000 pounds. I mean, other than, like, dying when you're, like, 40, I mean, it sounds pretty cool. All you get to do is eat pizza all day.
Dude, I watched one episode. The girl was, like, 23, and she weighed almost 700 pounds. And it's like, 23 years is not long enough time to fucking eat that much.
It's a pituitary disorder.
No,
it's a pizza disorder.
It's a pizza disorder.
Yo, pizza's great, man.
I do like pizza.
Yeah.
I was very stoned, and I was the only one home, and I ordered like $30-something of Papagino's.
Oh, yeah.
And I ate almost all of it.
Where'd you find a Papagino's?
The one in Auburn's still fucking open.
One in Auburn? Oh, yeah, across from Outback.
Yeah, like next to the mall.
Yeah, because the one in 120 is closed now.
I know. Dude, that was like legitimately every Friday night when I was a kid we would go there. Because they had table service and they served beer. And my dad was like...
They had all-you-can-eat
so much easier.
buffet, too. And you could get like pasta and pizza on it. It was amazing.
Yep.
Anyways, I'm not a huge Papagino's fan, but that's neither here nor there. I like their rustic pizza. That shit's dope.
Dude.
Rustic pepperoni.
Pepperoni sausage rustic pizza, but cut like a normal pizza and not in the tiny squares.
I don't mind the tiny squares because I buy it, I bring it home, and then I take the pieces and I put them in the oven and I cook them for another 10 minutes just to crispify them more. Dude, it's my buddy Cactus Dan.
Cactus Dan.
Cactus Dan. That's his show name, even though he'll never be on the show.
Why isn't he on the show right now? John's not here.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to give Dan a live mic. I really don't.
I think that's exactly why you should give Dan a live mic.
I don't know. I'll ask him. We'll see. Anyways.
If I thought of it earlier, I would have made Tom Collins come.
So.
And he could sit quietly and...
So I'm not going to review the entire show because honestly I want people to go and watch Uncharted Territory. We'll talk about a couple of things though. So Beyond Wrestling is one of those promotions where I feel like they genuinely give a shit. I go to a lot of indie promotions or watch a lot of indie shows. Obviously we follow these people on Twitter. We see them on Facebook.
We follow them to their car.
Sometimes. I really, when Drew, Mr. Denver, Colorado, Drew Cadero,
The man, not the place,
says that there would be no Beyond Wrestling without the fans. I mean, I really believe that, because I've talked to Drew many, many times, and Drew always seems, and I don't want to sound offensive in any way, he always seems very
busy,
almost pent up, like it's go, 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 and it's show day. I get that. I understand that. And when I first met him and kind of would chat with him here and there, I always just felt like, oh, he's a little like standoffish. But no, what I've come to realize is that he cares so much about the success of Beyond Wrestling and the genuine entertainment of the fans that he becomes single-minded in that moment of the only thing that matters right now is every single fucking person in this room goes home happy. That they see the best wrestling show that they could see, and they go home and they talk about it with their friends, with their family for weeks, and they say, oh my god, that show was amazing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I've seen a Beyond show that I was like, wasn't that great.
I mean, there's been matches that have been like,
there's been plenty of matches.
I've never gone to a Beyond show and left like, it was okay.
Like last year's American Rana, I wasn't huge on going in. Like the card didn't stand out to me, but then after like all of the matches played out, it was like, oh no,
that's
never
the thing.
mind.
Is sometimes a card looks like, okay, this card's fine, but then you actually see what happens and you go, god damn, that was good.
Yes, I mean last year they had the 8-person tag team to start the show, Pazuzu against the WWR.
Yeah.
That was an excellent match. They had,
phenomenal.
the Shikara showcase match was fucking great.
And that was a surprise match. That wasn't billed.
Yeah, Trent Beretta was there. Wasn't billed. That was awesome.
Trent?
I love Trent Beretta. I think he's very good.
3 weeks ago, Best Friends versus EYFBO.
Yeah, I didn't fucking know.
It was amazing. Like, the first episode was EYFBO. Well, technically it was Pazuzu versus SCU. And it was phenomenal because all these guys worked really well together. But, like...
It's hard to have a bad match when, Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels are across the ring.
Throw in friggin'...
Scorpio Sky.
EYF. Dickinson. These guys are fucking... crazy,
They're all very good wrestlers.
There's a reason that SCU is signed with AEW. There's a reason that EYFBO is signed with Impact. There's a reason that Dickinson signed with Evolve. There's a reason for these things.
You know what? It's summertime. There's
a fucking echo off of something and it's bothering the hell out of me.
I'm gonna pause the Beyond talk for a second. We're gonna make plans right now. Limitless? We should make another trip.
They ran a show last night.
Okay.
Hooked on a Freedman. The main event was Ashley Vox versus MJF for the Limitless Wrestling Championship.
I wanted to go to that.
Yeah, I
damn it.
I haven't looked. I don't know what happened.
Polar opposites.
But what a hell of a main event that had to have been. I don't know. I might try to see if I can avoid who won and find it on High Spots or wherever they release their...
She's so just tiny and adorable and sweet, and then he's just like a big dickhead.
She's a real catch.
Yeah.
It's REEL because it's fish jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
because
mean,
they were Team C Stars with Delmi Exo. And anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
Back to Beyond though. I'm so appreciative of what Drew, what Dickinson, what Briggs, what Skyler, Kimberly, Rich Palladino, Dave Cole,
Stephen
Dumeng, Kevin Quinn, every single one of these performers have brought to Worcester.
Dick Justice and Orange Cassidy.
This
is for you.
We have not had this kind of wrestling in Worcester in a decade, if not longer. We've had every now and then we get maybe a WWE show, and it's usually a house show. We don't get pay-per-views anymore.
Yeah, Providence gets
we don't get Raw anymore.
SmackDown now.
We got SmackDown last year.
Oh, yeah.
But that's about it. We got the first live SmackDown when they went live. But, you know, in comes Beyond Wrestling, and they say, you know what? This is ours now. They took the territory. They said, this is our territory now. I mean, and I know that they're not going to be like, hey, if someone else wants to run Worcester, they're not going to try to run them out, but
right.
You're not seeing other, because no one, who the fuck's going to compete with them right now?
Right, it wouldn't.
You can get some, like, and we've talked about it. Every type of indie organization has their place. There's a place for family friendly. There's a place for super indies where they bring in just like a bunch of like Hall of Famers and legends from WWE and WCW. There's a place for all of those.
A place for mom.
Beyond Wrestling is giving us. I mean, I hate to do it because I'm sure that he probably hates hearing it, but you can see a lot of parallels to what ECW was doing in Philadelphia. You know, they were just Eastern Championship Wrestling. They were just a little shitty NWA territory. Nobody really gave a crap about them. And Paul Heyman said, fuck this. I'm going to make this something special. And then all of a sudden they're getting huge crowds. All of a sudden they're getting local TV time. All of a sudden they're getting national TV time. All of a sudden they're on pay-per-view, you know?
All of a sudden Terry Funk's their champion.
At 53.
53.
And it's unfair to draw parallels like that because every promotion is different. But good goddamn is what Beyond Wrestling, what they're doing is absolutely
really good.
Phenomenal. You know, they give you a good mixture of, you know, bringing these big names that you never thought you'd see wrestle at a bar in Worcester and then giving us homegrown talent. You know, I mean, they may not technically be homegrown, but, you know, like, I mean, Dickinson's homegrown. You know, I didn't know who Josh Briggs was until Beyond Wrestling. There were a lot of performers that I didn't know who they were until Drew brought them in and said, yo, check out this guy. You know, like, it's I don't know. It's phenomenal. Little more hype, though. People might be on the fence of watching it. Yep.
It's Dick Justice.
I get it. It's a penis that looks like dick. Anyways, Orange Cassidy, he's freshly squeezed, versus Thick Mama Pump, Jordan Grace for the Independent Wrestling Television Championship.
Wait, that happened?
Yeah, it was awesome.
She's trimmed down quite a bit,
but she's still thick
as
fuck.
And she just looks like she's ready to fucking murder.
Yeah.
Like, I love her.
Oh, yeah.
She's great. She's one of my favorite female wrestlers.
She's one of my favorite wrestlers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Main event was two Beyond Wrestling originals, Ricky Shane Page and Eric Ryan in a death match.
Oh, my God.
This was the kind of death match that I like. Deathmatch wrestling. I love barbed wire. I love thumbtacks. I can take broken glass. I mean,
nope. I don't like glass. Light tubes, absolutely. Not.
This had moments that made me go, oh no, oh no. But it was a hell of a match. These guys left it all in the ring, all for Beyond, you know. And RSP at one point said, you know, I feel honored that Drew says that I'm one of the co-founders of Beyond Wrestling because honestly, for the past 10 years, I haven't done shit but wrestle. It was a great show. I highly recommend everyone check that out, and I highly recommend everyone watch Beyond Wrestling's Uncharted Territory every week on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern. You can watch it on independentwrestling.tv, and you can watch it on Fight. It's just amazing. It was funny. So I did VIP for the first time, and I sat down because the week before my legs were hurting.
Because my back.
No, pretty much. I'm old and tired, and so I was sitting down and I was talking to Dave on Twitter, and he's like, "Oh, you didn't go to the death match?" And I'm like, "No, I went." And he goes, "Oh, I didn't see you." And I'm like, "Yeah, I actually got VIP." He goes, "Oh, I'm so used to you standing camera side. Like, you always stand out because you're tall and you got a big beard." And I'm like, "Well, yeah."
Right in the corner, and then Rich Palladino has to push us out of the way. When he...
Yeah, get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah. Sorry, Rich Palladino. Rich Palladino, love you, bud.
Can you believe it that 2 weeks ago, Rich Palladino turned 50? There's no way he's 50. I'm sorry, but I don't believe it.
That just means he has another 30 years.
40. Let's be honest. He's going to be an old crotchety man saying, "The following contest is a fucking tag team." Oh, I pooped. And I'm going to be like, "Yeah, Rich, you do good stuff."
Fucking 40 years will be old.
I don't want to talk about it. So.
We're dead.
I love you beyond. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, everyone involved. It's really, really. I'm proud and honored to be a part of it.
Thanks for the wrestling. Thanks for the calzones.
And thanks for all the fish. No. So A, that was a Douglas Adams Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference. B, that was a reference to a certain individual who will remain unnamed who brought a fish to a death match at a Beyond Wrestling show. Who I may or may not have an identity of that person, and Rich had to say, "Hey, whoever brought the fish, fuck you." And Drew had to make a rule that for fans bring the weapons, nothing alive or that has ever been alive. I know who that person was.
What if you just threw your kid in the ring or like use him as a weapon?
Well, hell, half the time there's kids that try to get in the ring because people bring like fucking 7-year-olds to matches, and it's like,
fuck yeah, look at that pile of Legos.
Ooh, no, it's a Lego Deathmatch. No!
My kid would probably try to get in there.
Which one?
Desmond. And then he'd just beat the bag out of anybody.
He'd become independent wrestling television champion?
He's fucking scary.
Is he Orange Cassidy scary, though?
No.
He's freshly squeezed.
Freshly squeezed scary.
Now...
Scary Terry.
I'm coming to get you, bitch. I love that show so much.
That show's so good.
It's funny because it's just an outlandish version of Freddy Krueger. That's because Freddy Krueger was already funny enough.
It's exactly Freddy Krueger. Like
he just says "bitch" more.
I'm coming to get you, bitch. MC Chris had an album where all the skits were him hanging out with Freddy Krueger.
Was that MC Chris is Dead?
No, I forget which one it was. But Freddy Krueger like traps him in like an action figure package. Yeah. He's like, "Oh, this is so cool."
So anyways.
Not raising money for cystic fibrosis. It's just a cause that I believe in.
So we talked about the elite wrestling of Worcester, Massachusetts, of Beyond Wrestling.
Yep.
Now let's talk about the all elite wrestling of all elite wrestling.
Segue.
That's a horrible segue too.
Yeah.
But
that's okay. Now that I pointed it out, it just made it worse.
Do you ever have like you have just one super long hair and a mesh of just like, anyways, I don't know.
Your hand's like by your butt. So
no, it's my back. I just got this one long hair. I don't know. Anyways, I don't have a hairy back either. Like I'm not like a super hairy person. Not like Harry and the Hendersons. More like prepubescent Harry. I don't know. So All Elite Wrestling, AEW for short.
Oh, the new Overboard movie kind of sucked, but go ahead. It's on Hulu.
Things are moving. Things are going in the right direction. AEW announced the other day that they have pay-per-view distribution in the UK through ITV Box Office. I'm assuming...
You hear that, Matt Willis? That's for you.
I'm assuming...
In mags.
It seems like it's a big deal. I don't know much about British and the UK like television distribution. I know it's much different than what we do here.
Everything's on the BBC. BBC 9.
BBC 46.
You can't have porno on the internet, so their kids will never know what 69 is until their mom and dad give them the talk.
So AEW is going to be airing on pay-per-view there, and the rumors are that the AEW weekly television series will also be on this ITV channel, which is just a normal terrestrial broadcast channel.
Not like ET.
Exactly. Who's the extraterrestrial?
ETTV?
ETTV, yeah. Entertainment Tonight Television. It's just Entertainment Tonight, 24 hours a day.
Is Mario Lopez on that one?
Oh, I have no fucking idea, dude.
He's a hunk.
Oh, yeah.
AC Slater.
Yeah. I was always a Screech kind of guy. Oh, yeah.
Kelly Kapowski.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
She's still got it going on, but continue.
What was her name? Tiffany Amber Thiessen? Yeah. Trash Can's giving me a thumbs up on that one. Thank you, Trash Can. So AEW, they've got their pay-per-view distribution in the UK. They've got maybe television distribution in the UK. Now we're just waiting for the US announcement. Rumor has it that next week they will be announcing a deal with Turner to air on TNT.
Ted fucking Turner. He's a crazy billionaire from Atlanta, Georgia. He used to have a wrestling company.
I don't think he owns Turner Broadcasting anymore. I think it's all through Warner Brothers now. I think they bought him out.
Yeah, fucking whatever.
I'm just saying. It's okay. So, a couple things, all hypothetical because we don't know. We don't know what's going to be announced. We don't know how this is going to work. First and foremost, if the deal is with TNT, this is huge. This is national broadcasting. This is not, internet broadcasting. This isn't, no offense to Impact, Pop TV. This isn't Destination America. This is one of the big channels, a channel that people watch.
Yeah, TNT knows drama.
They do.
And basketball.
Also true. So, huge deal, also being the former home of WCW Monday Nitro from 1995 through 2001 when WCW went bye-bye. Huge deal. Huge deal if this is true. What worries me is if this is true and this is the way it's going to be, for people like myself, for you, and for a lot of people who have cut cable, this is kind of an issue because, as far as I can tell, there's no live way to watch TNT, and there's no way to watch TNT like the day after. Like, I watch like Raw on Hulu the day after.
Yeah.
I don't think TNT shows stream on Hulu. I don't think they stream anywhere except for the TNT app, which requires you have a cable subscription for. So that I'm a little upset with. Now, obviously, this is a huge deal.
Reddit streams,
but it's like, how many people are gonna like sign up for like cable subscriptions just to watch this?
I will not be one of them.
It's like, so I mean, obviously there's different, avenues you could go. You can do Sling TV, you can do YouTube TV, you can do Hulu with live TV, PlayStation View. There are options, but like now you're spending $30 a month to watch one program.
Yeah, I ain't about that life.
So, it's kind of I mean, obviously we don't know. This could be, they could have an agreement where, yeah, it's on TNT, but there's also a way to watch it on the internet. Like, if you are subscribed to this, that, or the other thing. I mean, obviously, so the way I look at it is AEW has partnered with AAA.
Yep.
They've partnered with OWE. Is it Oriental Wrestling Entertainment? The Chinese promotion that they partnered with.
Oh, I have not heard.
Yeah. Because it's going to be SCU versus some OWE guys at Double or Nothing. They are showing, clear partnership with a lot of independent organizations. Let's say, they're obviously they want Joey Ryan. Maybe they partner with Bar Wrestling. So I'm thinking we got AAA, we got OWE, maybe New Japan, because we don't know how long the Ring of Honor New Japan partnership will last for.
I know, didn't AEW partner with some other Japanese promotion? Or was that the Chinese promotion?
I think it was the Chinese promotion. I could be wrong. But okay, so let's say that they're partnering with all these other promotions. Why not gather your resources together and then create your own streaming app? So you can watch AEW, you can watch AAA, you can watch OWE. Like, AAA alone has, 50 yees of pro wrestling?
Yeah, they've been around the block a time or two.
There's like AEW, obviously the only piece of content they technically have is All In, and All In is
and
owned by
press conferences.
Well, All In's owned by Ring of Honor. That's the streaming rights to that are owned by Ring of Honor.
That's true.
Because it was a Ring of Honor show. At the end of the day, It was a Ring of Honor show.
Think about 10 years from now, AEW is still kicking ass, and they have a WWE Network style app, and then you can't watch the first fucking show because of Ring of Honor.
Well, once again, that wasn't an AEW show. That was a concept show. That's all it was.
Yeah.
And honestly, it didn't further. There were no storylines, really. The storylines were Hangman Page killed Joey Ryan, and Joey Ryan came back with some dick druids. That was about it.
That was compelling fucking storytelling, dude.
Well, yeah.
And then Jericho came back and was like, I'll fight you, Kenny Omega. See? I mean, it wasn't exactly like that, but you get what I'm saying. He doesn't talk like a 1940s villain.
It's true. So I'm trying to look at who they're partnered with. I'm not finding it. Not on their Wikipedia page. Double or Nothing, Fighter Festival. They got a slick looking fucking website though.
There's like 3 pictures, man.
Yeah, I know, but it's slick looking. I'm just saying. I really like their logo. Like, I think their logo is fucking dope. It's.
Well, there you go. They're an awesome company then if they got a cool logo.
Well, no, but that is something. Your branding is really important. That was the thing. Like WCW, their branding to me, especially in the early '90s, was a lot sleeker and a lot more well designed than WWF's shit. WWF's was still very 80s, very 70s, very like retro looking, even for the time. Whereas WCW was like almost futuristic sci-fi looking. Like, even look at like the promos for like WCW, or even hell, WCW Saturday Night itself. They came out of a fucking like Star Trek door with fog and stuff coming out of it. It was cool. Like, their opening was that city street for Nitro with the explosions coming out of the sewer grates and stuff, and then the whole logo goes up in flames. Like, it was hardcore. It's like, yeah, this is crazy. And, until the Attitude Era, until that, scratch logo, WWF was very mundane.
I loved the opening to Monday Night Raw back in the day.
With the sirens and stuff.
Sirens and like dudes fighting in a dirty warehouse. And then sometime...
the Attitude Era opening.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking the original with the Attitude was that like just like, kind of like heavy like hard rock riff. Yeah, I was thinking the one before that where it was like the sirens with like the very synthesized like, No.
I miss the WrestleMania song. Like the old one, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Welcome to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I'm Vince McMahon.
That was dope.
Yeah.
Now Vince McMahon's a million years old.
He really is. So anyways.
Poor Vince.
So things are happening with AEW.
Yep. And it's going to be good, I think.
No, and that's the thing is I have no doubt in my mind that it is going to be a solid wrestling promotion. there are a lot of parallels between what AEW was doing and what WCW was doing in '95. You know, they want to compete. Obviously, they're not going to go head to head. I really don't see them going head to head because I don't think they're that dumb.
No, like that's the thing. People, oh, WWE's going to be out of business in like 2 years. No, they're not.
Even if that was true, it took WWE 6 years, 7 years of going head to 6 years of going head to head with WCW to put them out of business.
Yeah.
Going back to branding real quick though, when WCW rebranded in the late 90s to the new logo with the big C in the middle, like that, like very metal. I loved that logo. I loved the stage. I loved everything about it. And once again, AEW, I feel like they have a really good branding going on. But AEW is not going to put WWE out of business. I'm hoping and I'm praying that if anything, AEW is going to make WWE better. That's what right now Vince might say they're not competition. But if it goes well, and this includes the fan base, you think you're doing a good job by fucking shitting on one or the other, all you're doing is dividing the fans, and no one's going to benefit from it. I know last week I apologized on Twitter. I still apologize now. I had some really negative things to say about a lot of different people, a lot of different promotions. I don't know why. I was just fucking mad, and I was pissed off. I genuinely want WWE to do well. I want WWE to release a good product. We know they can. They did it for a long time. They're in a rut. Just like they were in a rut in, 2009?
I think they're in less of a rut right now.
It's getting pretty bad. I'm genuinely taking a break from WWE right now. I will watch Money in the Bank, but instead of watching Raw this week, I watched Super Brawl 6 because I knew it was going to be a good show. Opening contest was Public Enemy versus the Nasty Boys in a street fight. It was awesome. It was great. Main event, the real main event, not the shitty one that followed, was Macho Man versus Ric Flair in a cage for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
Are those guys any good? I've heard good things.
They're all right. I mean, Ric Flair is like whatever, but
whatever.
Macho Man, I miss him. I know he wouldn't be wrestling at this point.
No, but he'd be around.
You
shove a microphone in his face and just fucking...
He could just say insane shit.
Yeah.
Because that's what he did. Oh, yeah. The cream rises to the top. And he has a fucking creamer that he just pulls out of nowhere.
Let me tell you something, Tom Phillips. I don't give a rat's ass what you think. I'm 87 years old, and I'll still kick your ass.
The elbow drop might break my hip, but it won't matter.
Oh, yeah. Tom Phillips' iPad password is 6969.
That was from like last year.
Yeah, it's still funny.
It is.
Kevin Owens called him out on
it. You're disgusting.
Kevin Owens is a genius.
Kevin Owens is the best person in that company. I think if you talk about the total package, not Lex Luger.
He killed Miss Elizabeth.
Allegedly. Total package.
Lex Luger?
No.
Oh.
Kevin Owens.
Oh.
When it comes to in-ring ability, mic work, promo skills, sells, everything, Kevin Owens is the best performer on the roster right now.
He's a super good heel.
Down. He's a super good face. He's super good.
Yeah.
He's amazing in every way. Everything that comes out of his mouth is gold. Because 100% that's not Vince. That's Kevin Owens. You know, he's got to be one of those guys where they're like, just go out and do your thing.
Yeah. They probably a little more creative freedom.
So, okay. So we've got a TV deal. Major TV deal, allegedly. We've got pay-per-view distribution. The rumor is that AEW weekly television will start this fall. We've got 2 pay-per-views in between now and then. Maybe more. Who knows? We've got Double or Nothing, and we've got Fight for the Fallen.
Fight for the Fallen, and I think they have one more.
Yeah, they have like a show at like a benefit thing, like it's an X, AEW X other company doing, I don't know what it is. Anyways, now the question comes in to, once again, those parallels with what WCW was doing. And I feel like people are glossing over this. I feel like people aren't talking about this enough. The direct parallel between what AEW was doing in 2019 and what WCW was doing in 92, 93, 94, 95. All people are talking about, the Bucks, Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, Chris Jericho. Okay. Chris Jericho is where it starts. WCW was able to take the lead in those ratings wars because Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, Lex Luger, Ric Flair, these were guys who were already established names.
Sting.
Huh? We'll get there. Who are already established names. Most of them, actually all of them, came from WWF at one point or the other. Obviously, Ric Flair was a bigger NWA star than a WWF star, but still, he'd won the Royal Rumble at that point.
That's true.
He won the title in the Royal Rumble,
That's only happened twice, him and Triple H?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So now let's go to AEW. Now, they're not all from WWF, but they have the biggest stars.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho, Goldust. Two of WWF's the Attitude Era especially's biggest stars. Jericho may not have been what he was going to become in the Attitude Era, but he was making moves. He was making waves.
Yeah.
Pentagon, arguably one of the biggest AAA stars. Kenny Omega, arguably one of the biggest New Japan stars.
I think you have a mouse on your wall, homie.
Yeah, that's weird. Anyways.
Your cat ain't doing shit.
It's true. You've got these huge stars, and those are who people are talking about.
Yeah.
And you're not realizing, how unbelievably important that those stars are going to be for the success of AEW. And I know that people, they seem to want to think that AEW is doing something brand new. Well, they are, but they aren't. They're doing something that's been done before. They're just doing it in a different way. And then who else shows up? That's the thing. The exciting part of the Attitude Era, of the Monday Night Wars, was at any given time, things could happen. We all remember, you know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. And that moment, that it wasn't Razor Ramon, that was Scott Hall. That was the shoot name. That was that changed everything for professional wrestling. And all of a sudden, Kevin Nash is there. And then all of a sudden, Bret Hart is there. But then in the reverse, all of a sudden, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, Chris Benoit, they're there. They're in the WWF. All of a sudden, Jericho's there. There was this back and forth of who's going where. I have no idea. That's the excitement I have right now.
Yeah.
Because honestly, Rich Swann went to Impact. All right, sure. I like Rich Swann. I got no issues with him, but I wasn't shocked. I was like, okay, Rich Swann's in Impact. But now we have the ability to have those shocking moments again where...
on TV that people actually get.
Yeah. So, who shows up at maybe not Double or Nothing, but the first TV tape, taping live, whatever it is, who shows up at the second pay-per-view? Who's number 21 in the Casino Battle Royal?
Jordan Grace.
Is it intergender? I have no idea.
Yeah, I wonder what their
because they have 21
intergender rules will be.
They have 21 people in that. The only surprise can potentially be the 21st person because everyone comes out in groups of 5 or groups of 3. Groups of 5. Yeah, you get 4 groups of 5 and then the last person. That's the only surprise we can get. Who could it be? we've got John Moxley now back on the indies, allegedly. You know, we don't know. This could be a huge fucking work for all we know. I know we're all thinking it. If you say you're not thinking this, you're a fucking liar. Do we see Punk? Is this the thing that brings him back? Because allegedly he's been working indie shows under a mask. Do we see Punk? Like, is CM Punk coming back? If CM Punk comes back to AEW, they actually did win. Yeah. Because because now the WWE fans who were fans, you know, 6, 7, 8 years ago when Punk was at his height are going to go, fuck AEW. What? Wait, CM Punk's there? I better check it out. It would be huge. And Punk has said, no one's given me a legitimate offer. People always say, well, have you thought about it? But no one's come to me and said, you know, I'm putting paper down in front of Scott. Here's your offer. We're offering you this much to work this kind of deal.
There isn't even a wiener drawn on it.
God damn it. Yeah, but there's a shitty note from fucking, what's her name?
John and his girlfriend from my birthday.
Megan, that's her name. I had to think for a second. Anyway, but like, that's the exciting part to me. Just like Jericho,
the potential.
Jericho showing up at All In. I mean, as soon as I saw it, I knew immediately that I was like, that's not Pentagon.
Yeah.
As soon as those lights went out and came back, I'm like, that ain't Pentagon. For about 1 second, I thought it was Punk. And then I saw the hand tattoo, and I was like, it's Jericho, and that's amazing. Like, I wasn't mad that I figured it out. It was amazing.
Yeah.
You know, we could have that again. We could have that, especially where the indies are so widely available to people now.
Yep.
With who's on the indies, who's big, who's hot. Like, that can happen out of nowhere. You're having a match, you know, this, that, and the other things happening, and all of a sudden, friggin', you know, I don't know.
Josh Briggs
shows up.
Right, and what I want to see is, like, you have a bigger indie guy like a Josh Briggs, even if you don't sign him permanently, you know, okay, we want to have you on the next 3 episodes of Tuesday Night Dynamite. That's not what it's going to be called.
I really hope it's not called that.
That'd be awesome if it was. And it's just like, but then, you know, 6 months, 9 months, a year down the road, he's on another couple. And then, like I wouldn't mind that. Having part-time guys just, you know, fit in a story here and there and then come back and then eventually maybe get signed. You know, like, you don't have to sign everybody for 3 years. You know, like, I don't know, it's independent wrestling. You can do smaller storylines.
That's the thing is, I don't want AEW to be an indie organ. I don't want them to be a super indie. I really do not want that. I mean, part of the thing that makes WWE special is you don't get to see Seth Rollins at a Beyond Wrestling show. It's special when you get to see him live because you're going to a WWE show. There's a big stage. There's a lot of lights. There's a lot of hoopla going on. There's a lot of people.
I'm sick of hoopla.
I want AEW to be. They keep making a big deal about how their contracts are going to be better. Their contracts are going to take care of the wrestlers, the personnel. There's going to be medical coverage on, you know. With that being said, I don't see them allowing their performers to wrestle for other promotions other than the partnered promotions, AAA, OWE. That makes sense because those are partnered promotions. I don't see them allowing them to wrestle elsewhere, like indie shows, because you're paying someone $1 million a year plus benefits, and they break their leg at a fucking bar, and you're still paying them $1 million a year plus benefits.
Yes.
I mean, from a business standpoint, I feel like if I'm going to be investing myself in your product, AEW, and paying money, keyword, paying money per pay-per-view again, Like, there is no network. There's no $10 a month, and I get pay-per-views. I'm going to be paying $15 to $40 per pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I expect a little bit of consistency. And I like the idea of corporate wrestling. Because everyone seems to think...
You're a fucking suit.
Everyone seems to think that WWE's... they're evil and this is not a sustainable business. What about the past fucking 20 years?
Longer than that, bud.
Well,
1999 was 20 years ago.
I'm saying Attitude Era through today. Like the time when wrestling became bigger than just, WWF's on, WCW's on. When it became, hey, I don't know you. What about Stone Cold last night? And that random stranger instantly knows exactly what you're talking about because everybody watched it. Everybody.
And Stone Cold was the fucking shit.
I want it to become that again. I want it to be
Fight Fest.
Something special and exclusive contracts with guaranteed money is a good, because like I even heard rumors that Omega is going to be taking more of a backstage role, that he won't be wrestling full time. Like, I don't remember where I saw that. That's completely baseless rumor, just something that I remember reading on a reputable, i.e. not shitty random dirt sheet. I think it was even Cody said it. Like, I don't know, maybe Kenny will wrestle every night. Maybe he'll only wrestle every now and then. I remember where I saw it, like I said. Who's your star? Who's your Stone Cold? Who's your Rock? Who's your Hogan? Who's your Flair? Who's your Macho Man? Who's your Punk? Who's your Cena? Who's
Adam
your Sting?
Page.
He's young.
He's young.
He's
got
hungry.
A great look. He's
talented as shit.
Super talented, and I feel like he'll elevate because he was starting to get bigger in Ring of Honor, New Japan, but now it'll be
but then these assholes at AEW signed him to some exclusive fucking contract.
dicks. But
so, Double or Nothing is in 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks from today. We've got Adam Page versus Pac, a.k.a.
Neville,
FKA.
right, Neville?
Yeah, Adrian Neville. SoCal versus Strong Hearts, which is Sema, T-Hawk, and El Lindemann.
Oh, those guys.
Kenny Omega versus Jericho. Triple Threat, Britt Baker, Nyla Rose, and Kylie Ray.
Okay.
Cody versus Dustin. The 21-man Casino Battle Royal for an AEW World Championship match, of which they have no champion. Sunny Kiss, Brandon Cutler, AC Baby, Ace Romero.
Yeah, good for Ace.
Glacier.
God.
Yes, Glacier. Flying Brian Jr.
Excellent.
Sunny Days, MJF, Joey Janela, Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta, Dustin Thomas, and then, who knows?
Then CM Punk.
The Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros for the AAA World Tag Team Championship, and Kip Sabian versus Sammy Guevara. That is a fucking crazy-ass card. That's the kind of card that you dream about. I'm not worried that it's not, it's not going to be, can they sustain it? Yes. They will be fine. This will become sustainable. They've made money without doing shit. They're going to be fine.
Yeah.
AEW is not going to fold immediately. WWE is not going to fold immediately. Nobody's probably going to fold. WWE has a foothold so unbelievably
The Saudi
powerful.
Arabian government gives them tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah. It's everyone's going to be fine, and if anything, AEW is going to make WWE better, and WWE is going to make AEW better. It's this is the competition that we've been waiting for. This is a turning point in professional wrestling, a turning point that we haven't seen. I would say there was still creativeness up until like 2005, 2006 in WWE. But then they realized that there was no one to compete with anymore, so they just started doing... Essentially, when they moved PG, because they went PG because it didn't matter anymore. Right. They knew they could make more money off of advertisers. What the fuck? Is TNA going to take us out? Ring of Honor? Like, yeah, okay.
Nah. But you know what? It'll be good for everybody.
It's good for wrestling, and that's what should matter. Like I said, last week, I know I was very negative. I was very angry, and maybe I shouldn't have done that. However, at the end of the day, you know, it might sound a little, what's the word? I backtrack on something. Hypocritical. That's
Indian
the word I'm looking
giver.
for. That is racist. Hypocritical when I say that, you know, I was wrong to spout so much negativity last week.
I don't think you were. I think it's fine to spout negativity, but you also got to spout some positivity every now and again.
I think that this is a time when we should all be coming together to praise wrestling. If you want to be a WWE fan and you don't want to watch AEW, that's fine.
Then don't.
But that doesn't give you the right to say AEW is shit.
No.
And if you want to watch AEW and you don't want to watch WWE, that's fine. That doesn't give you the right to say that people who watch WWE are wrong.
No.
And if you really want to send a message to WWE, just stop talking about it. Yeah. Just don't acknowledge, you know, if they're getting attention, people seem to think that ratings are the be-all, end-all. They're not, because people don't watch television in the same way that they used to. Yeah, everyone's like, oh, the highest Raw I ever got was an 8.1. Now they're getting like a 2.3. It's like,
right, but I'm watching it on a Tuesday
or
on Hulu.
On YouTube TV, on your DVR, or just watching the 15 different highlight clips that they put up on YouTube.
You can usually get the gist of what went on in about 20 minutes.
Jizz.
I'm not getting the jazz. You get the jazz.
What's it? I have no idea what you're talking about. That was like well over an hour ago. Anyways, I think that's a thing. Hey, Scott, way to show up.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
But I think that's it. I think we should
stop talking.
Quit while we're ahead. And
69, dude. Later.
Bro.
Are you tired of the same old pro wrestling? Then check out the amazing action on Powerslam.tv, the biggest indie pro wrestling channel in the world. Get over 4,000 hours of the best pro wrestling events from over 110 of the biggest names in the industry from over 15 countries around the globe. Get your free trial today at Powerslam.tv.